Well, as the voice of the cattle industry in Washington, the National Cattlemen's Beef Association makes a difference for cattle producers. Every day, the DC staff work on a number of policy and regulatory issues that could impact the U.S. beef cattle industry. We've got an update on what's happening in this week's Beltway Beef Spotlight.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Beltway Beef. You know, we always have exciting things going on in Washington, D.C., and your cattle health team is no exception. We continue to work on your behalf, and even though some of our issues don't always end up in the limelight, we are still working on those. You know, it's crazy to think, but we are already beginning work on the next farm bill. In the 2018 farm bill, we were able to receive some Farm Bill animal health provisions. We look forward to extending those provisions in the next Farm Bill coming up next year. Additionally, we hope to expand the National Animal Vaccine and Veterinary Countermeasures Bank that we were able to successfully get funding for in the 2018 Farm Bill. We hope to expand that in the next version of the bill. To most of you, that would be known as the FMD Bank. That's important because if we were to have a foot and mouth disease outbreak, we'd want to make sure that we have that vaccine, those tests, et cetera, on hand so that we could rapidly respond to one of those outbreaks. You know, on the same topic of a foreign animal disease outbreak, we continue to work on our preparedness, control, and response for potential foreign animal disease threats to the U.S. cattle herd. We do things like working with the USDA Veterinary Science National Training and Exercise Program so that they're ready to respond to such an event if it were to occur. Additionally, we have representation on the National Animal Disease Preparedness and Response Program Board. And what we do with that group is to work to decide funding on various projects to help our industry be prepared for various foreign animal disease and foot and mouth disease programs. And then last but certainly not least that I'll mention today, we work with our cross-species foot and mouth disease working group. And that group ensures that we have a coordinated approach with our other protein groups that might be affected by a foreign animal disease outbreak. And as always, we remain engaged with the Secure Beef Supply Plan and their efforts to educate and prepare our industry through those initiatives so that folks like you, our cattle producers, have the tools and resources you need to prepare for a foreign animal disease outbreak. I encourage all of you to look into the Secure Beef Supply Plan, encourage you to look into the Beef Quality Assurance Program and how those two programs work together to provide the tools, resources, and biosecurity plans that you can implement on your operations. Again, we also work on the front of animal disease traceability. Lots of work continues to be done in that space, and we're going to work with USDA to ensure that an upcoming electronic identification rule is in line with our industry's needs and actually serves to improve traceback in the event of a disease outbreak. And so we want to make sure that what we expect is a proposed rule on electronic ID certainly fits with NCBA's policy that's set forth by the members like you each and every year. So we're going to work on that. We're also going to remain engaged in other areas of the animal disease conversation with groups like U.S. Cattle Trace and their upcoming meetings this fall to ensure that cattle producers have a workable and feasible traceability program, animal disease traceability program across the country that serves us if we need it. And then finally, our team is actively engaged on the world landscape, specifically with the World Animal Health Organization, known as the OIE. We assist the U.S. delegation and continue to work with them to ensure that we preserve the use of antimicrobials for prevention, treatment, and control of disease by improving stewardship around the globe to slow the spread of potential antimicrobial resistance, and also to educate and to put forth the work that we do each and every day as cattle producers in regards to antibiotic stewardship, making sure that the world knows what we do to slow potential resistance issues. So all of those things, lots of work moving in the animal health front or in the cattle health front on your behalf here in Washington, D.C. If you ever need anything or have any questions, please reach out to your team.